And we're back. We've been back from our big trip for less than a month.
And we're ready to go again.
Except, of course, this time you can see we have a different tow vehicle. We are in my truck, which is a 2013 Ford F-150 XLT Super Cab, not Super Crew, but
you can see the trailer behind us.
You should be able to, and we're a little taller than we were before. The Subaru does a great job pulling this trailer, but by the time we get back from this campout,
I'm gonna have to go to work like almost immediately, so I need to be able to just shower, change, jump in my car, and he's gonna end up having to unpack the trailer by himself.
Yeah, and the amount of time that we're gonna have before she has to go doesn't give me enough time to do it. So we're towing it with the truck today. We are going to Possum Kingdom Lake.
Yay!
And we've done a few minor things to the trailer over the last 3 weeks since we've been back from the trip, and we'll talk about those when we get to Possum Kingdom State Park. It is cold. It is really windy today. We're under a full-scale wind advisory for this part of North Texas. Wind of 20 to 30 miles an hour and gusts between 40 and 50.
It's very windy. Now the truck says it's only 37 degrees, but it feels much colder than that.
Yeah, we've got 20-degree wind chills. But the weather's supposed to be better tomorrow.
Right.
But we'll throw on a quick travel montage and show you some stuff about the camper and some stuff about Possum Kingdom State Park.
And we might even show you some footage of our dog.
Oh yeah, we have Fiona with us this time, so you'll get some dog pictures.
Yay!
You guys seeing the surf on this lake right now?
Good morning. This is our Stanley coffee setup. It's a French press, which we bought at Academy on the way here because we didn't have a coffee pot. And of course it just has a little camp bowl on top of it, so it'll boil faster. And I don't have the other piece of the French press with me, but in case you don't know how that works, you just boil the water all by itself. You put your coffee into the water, directly into the water, and then the French press has a little sieve on the bottom. You push it down, and it pushes the coffee grounds through the water and isolates them, and then you just have the coffee-flavored water on the top, and you can pour it out.
What about, what was it like when we got here yesterday?
Yesterday, it was cold and windy. Very windy and blustery and kind of miserable. There were whitecaps on the lake. It was so windy and cold, but it's nice and sunny now. I think it's going to be a good day. Here we are at our campsite at Possum Kingdom, and we are about to set up our solar panel charger for the first time here at a campsite. We've tested it at home, but we haven't done it here, so we thought we'd walk you through it. First off, this is our battery. This battery came with the camper. If you saw the video where my dad gave us the camper, he pointed out that this battery was here and he had not been able to get it to charge. He thought it was dead. This is an Exide 80 amp deep cycle battery, which just had been used so often it wasn't taking a charge anymore for him. We decided to try one more time before replacing it, and the way we did it was we tried hooking it up to a digital charger, a smart charger, and it did not even recognize that there was a battery there. It wouldn't begin charging. So we tried hooking it up to the truck battery with jumper cables, like as if you were going to jump another car, and we let it sit on that for half an hour with the truck running, and that got it up to enough of a charge that the smart charger did recognize it. We left that on for how long?
About 3 hours.
About 3 hours, and it kept giving us different charge amounts, so we don't really know how much charge is in here. But then I hooked it up to the solar panel for a little while, and in any case, we don't know exactly how much charge is on here, but it does run the camper lights. Here is the camper galley. Sorry, it's a little bit of a mess. We're camping. These lights are connected, wired through the camper into that battery that we showed you earlier that is on the solar charger.
But they don't connect to the shore power, correct?
Correct. They do not connect to the shore power. This is the shore power right here. Right now we've got our phones charging on the shore power. But these lights would not turn on with only shore power because they're not connected. They only work if the battery works. So I'm going to show you that they work. See that? Yay! And the crowd goes wild. Here's our lovely solar panel. This is a 100-watt solar panel from Harbor Freight. Cost about $100, I think. The way it works is it's got this connector. I think it's called a J connector, and that will connect to this, which is a solar charge regulator. This is also from Harbor Freight. We're going to connect here where it says solar to our J connector, like this. Then here where it says battery, I'm going to connect it to these cute little jumper cables. So I'll connect that like this. Now I'm going to connect these jumper cables to the battery. We've got our red, which is our positive right here. And then our black, which is our negative. And I heard a little crackle, so I know it's working.
And on the light,
Look, there's a little, I don't know if you can see that. There's a little light saying it's charging. Oh, so also this is where the cable came from. The jumper cable came in a package. This is also from Harbor Freight, which has all of these things in it. There is an extension in there in case we need it, in case we need to move the solar panel too far away for this cord to reach. There's a 15-foot extension cable in here. Actually, I don't know how long the cable is. No, I was going to tell you how long the cable is, but I don't know. So there you have it. All right, the last thing that we had to do in order to make this whole setup work was to add a fuse. My dad, when he gave us this, knew that the battery wasn't working. He had pulled the fuse out. So we bought a 25 amp automotive fuse, just like this. They come in a package, and just stuck it in there, and it works great.
So here's what's near our campsite at Possum Kingdom State Park. I'm going to turn around, and here you can see there's where our campsite is. And we're on a little peninsula in this campground. It's called the Spanish Oaks Campground. We have Possum Kingdom Lake all around us on all three sides. And we're on the interior of the camp loop, which for the wind was okay, so we didn't have stuff. Right now the lake looks really calm, but yesterday the wind was so high it had surf on it. And Rachel said she saw spray kicking up from some of these places. We have a very short walk to the nearby restroom, and right over there's the camp store. And right over here is one of their lodges, if you can see it through the trees. They have lodges, and over there they have little cabins that can be rented as well.
We are seeing the lake. This is the pier, which it's a fishing pier, but it seems to be dismantled. It used to be longer, and now there's just a little concrete lip, and there's some people sitting there. This is a sink, presumably for cleaning fish, which is pretty cool. Concrete sink, probably been there for a long time. Over there is the marina. There's a couple of jet skis parked up there. Yesterday it was far too windy for anyone to be on the water, but there are now a couple of boats. You can see this boat here, and we've seen a couple motorboats go by today. It's really glassy and pretty out there.
So here is the park map on the outside of the restroom building, and we are right here. Actually, we're here, and we're going to follow this way over here to the Lakeview Trail, go around it, maybe go up the Longhorn Trail as well, and then swing back around in time for lunch. We were here a couple of years ago, and we parked over here in this area. This part of the park, I believe right now, is closed for camping because all of the campsites were X'd out and we're totally full over here, but I couldn't see any campers over here because we could see right across the lake shore. So coming up next are some footage from the Lakeview Trail.
This is the day use area with a little beach. You can see there's some kids playing. Pretty nice, especially in the summertime. It would be great to be able to get into the water. The signs say swim at your own risk.
There's one of the cabins.
Here's the trailhead. It's right by the edge of the day use area, right by the beach. We haven't walked far. You can see the signs here, and we're gonna walk up this trail. Come on. Primitive campsites. It's only accessible by foot. They're not even four-wheel drive traffic to get here, but you can see it's pretty nice for a primitive. It's got a fire pit, it's got a picnic table, and it's got a pole to put your trash on so the bears don't get it.
Bears?
I assume they're bears. Oh, this is really nice. This is more primitive campsites that are right by the water. Again, only accessible by foot, but beautiful area.
Way over there by those campers, that's where you can park.
Yeah, and our campsite is right across that promontory on the other side.
Say what we're looking at?
We are looking at the lake from the hiking trail. Again, this is an area accessible only by foot, but what a beautiful view.
And this is not an easy rated hiking trail. I think it's rated moderate, so watch your step.
Watch it up. Come on, sweet.
Shady spot in Lakeview, on the Lakeview Trail.
This is what we think is the top of the regular trail. There is another peak that direction, but we think that's the extra like cut across that adds through Longhorn Trail. So we think we're probably going to go down around closer to the lake again on this side. But it's been a lot of up, so we're a little bit out of breath now. But we will tell you how we feel when we get to the other side. We are at the end of the hike. We actually did it wrong. In the last clip we were at the top of the hill, but at that moment I realized that I had lost my hat, which had been in my pocket, and I did not know how long before I had lost it, so we had to go back the way we came, which I think was longer. And we did find it, yay, but we would not have found it if we hadn't come all the way back this way, because it was pretty far. We just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we did to the camper since we got it. We didn't really do much in here. We took out the powered cooler, or it was a chiller actually, because it was not working. I made some modifications to it. Still doesn't quite work right, so we're just using a regular cooler here. And we're gonna close this up. It's got these nice little pop springs. The other thing that we did to it was we did reseal and wax it. So the finish is a little bit more protected now than it was before. We also added, this isn't the one, it got a flat tire very soon after we arrived from Utah, which is amazing. I mean, we could have gotten a flat tire while we were on the long journey, but we didn't. The tire didn't go flat till after we got back. There was a spare, which we put on, and then we bought a new tire, which I believe is now the spare. Yeah. Okay, so we did that. I did add a little piece of tape here because there was a little chip in the veneer, and it was letting cold air in. We cleaned the windows today. What else did we do?
Just reorganize the galley.
Yeah, reorganized the galley, but that's pretty much it. We're about to pack up here. We have just this evening left at this campsite. We'll be getting up tomorrow morning and leaving fairly early, so this will probably be our sign off. Thanks for joining us.